it was a pretty entertaining basketball game. I don't know if you're a defensive-minded guy like I am. The Dunks team don't play any defense, so that exists. But it was, I'm sure it was a very entertaining game to watch. Congratulations to Temple and Dome just does an unbelievable job every time out. I admire it. And I actually enjoyed watching, preparing for the game just because of the way that they do play, the way that they play the game of basketball is always a joyful thing for me to watch. You just hate to have to play against them. I thought that, again, I thought it was a well-played game from an offensive standpoint. Defensively, we weren't able to get the stops that we needed to when we needed to get them. But again, a lot of that has to do with the talent level that they have over there.
Can you just talk about the play of Larry today?
Larry Savage?
Yes.
Well, Larry hasn't played a whole lot, and I thought he did a magnificent job of taking advantage of the opportunity that presented itself to him, and he really gave us a lift right away off the bench, and I was very happy to see that because we needed it. So I was very happy with what Larry gave us off the bench.
You like the energy you guys played with Monte, despite the fact that you didn't have Josh, despite the fact that you didn't have Jarvis. I mean, did the kids kind of, rise to that occasion a little bit, knowing, hey, okay, we're a little bit depleted today,
Well, to be honest with you, Kev, I don't know that, once the game starts, kids don't, it's about playing, you know what I mean? And they know that we expect a certain level of energy, passion, excitement about the game because you only get 30 of these, 31 of these, 32 of these. We're going to practice 85 times a year, but you only get 31 opportunities. And every opportunity you get, you better take advantage of it. You better embrace it and play it the best of your ability. For the simple fact that we have two guys out, so you never know when you're going to be out, when your career is going to be over. So, I think our guys did what we expected them to do, just in terms of when it's your opportunity, step up. When we have an opportunity to play basketball, play Delaware basketball.
Is it tough to lose a game when you guys shoot that well, but is that the kind of thing that can happen when you play against a team like Temple that you know is going to make some threes?
I'll tell you what, I'm glad we did shoot it well, or we would have been in serious trouble. We know we have the ability to shoot the ball that well. We don't rely on shooting it that well because, we try to rest our hat on the defensive end of this, defensive side of the basketball. And probably anybody in here who's never seen us play would not believe that. But, we tried to guard. We weren't very successful. But, no, we have the ability to shoot the ball like that, but we can't rely on that because that's everything.
How about your team second half after you guys were down as much as 14 and kind of all the way back to 1?
Well, we have the type of group that they're not going to give up. They understand that I'm going to coach them to the buzzer and they better play to the buzzer. And but it stems from our leadership. We have some great leaders, Jamel Higgins, Devon. Those guys are terrific leaders, and I think our guys see the passion that they play with every single minute, and they're not going to succumb to adversity.
Were you guys make any adjustments at that point, or
Did we make any adjustments? Well, defensively, I would like to say we got some stops. It was probably what they missed, and we just rebounded the ball and came down and scored.
Coach, can I ask you a question?
Please do.
How was your experience in New York City in the garden? First time in the garden.
It was awful. We lost 2 games. So
I got something out of that, right?
I thought it was great for our kids, just in terms of being on a stage, a grand stage like that. I think the competition that we played up there, Kansas State and Pitt, will prepare us for CAA play, just in terms of we know the level that we can play to. And now the challenge for me is to hold them to that standard and hold them to this standard, to be honest with you. when we do play teams that are not, how can I say, the ilk of a Temple, a Pitt, a Kansas State, a Virginia, well, we're putting our guys in position so that they understand the standard we have to play to. And I told them before the game, you don't play down, you always play up to that standard. So, you know, I was just, it was a great experience being in New York and coaching in the Garden. I had never been a head coach in the Garden. I had some success up there as an assistant with St. Joe's, but never as a head coach, so it was pretty good.
Coach, can you talk about Jamel's performance? He came in averaging just under 10 and went off for 29. Had a fantastic game.
Well, one of the things that we talked about is we had to get Jamel the ball. Like, we weren't doing a good job, and I wasn't doing a good job of making sure that he got the ball because he was coming into the game shooting 62% from the field. So, you know, one of the conscious efforts that we made as a team was we had to get him the ball. And then when he's, you know, when he's rolling the way that he was rolling today, it'd be foolish not to keep giving him the ball because he was pretty good today. He was pretty good, but he's talented, and you know, he knows that we expect a lot of him.
Do you think he can be a 2010 guy consistently?
Goodness gracious. Yes. You know, that's the tall order, 20 and 10. That's like Moses Malone type numbers. But I'm going to push him to it. I'm going to push him to it, and he's not afraid to be held to that standard, I'll tell you that.
Coach, Temple had 8 players they're able to get on the scoreboard today. Can you just talk about their depth?
Yeah, you know what? They had some guys that probably hadn't been playing as well, but they have only played 2 games. And one of the things I told my assistants, just from, you know, being friendly with Gunk and being around him so long, is they're going to look significantly different than the tapes that we watched of them against Kent State and against Rice. They're going to look significantly different because having those days of practice allows that for you. And that's one thing I told my guys is, you know, we haven't had days of practice to improve, and they have. And, you know, they were. And I think when you have those days of practice, it allows those guys who maybe weren't playing as much early in the first 2 games or whatever, it gives them a chance to get into a rhythm, get into a practice rhythm, and then you can go to them and then they produce like those guys produce for them. So I think they have a very good bench that's really capable of producing for them.
Jake O'Brien had 13 points. How tough is it to prepare for a guy that is so big and can shoot from the outside range?
Well, you know what? We actually have guys that can match up with him. Normally, if you have 2, you know, pinned-in guys in the lane that really can't get out and guard, it presents a problem. But we have some guys that can match up with him. They did not match up with him very well today, but we do have the guys. But that I'll call a stretch 4, the position that Jake O'Brien plays, is a good luxury to have in college basketball.
Hey, Monte, any idea if you'll have Josh or Jarvis on Wednesday? Is it too early to say?
I think there's a chance for both. I think there's probably a better chance of Josh than Jarvis, but there is a chance for both. So we'll just have to. I told him before the game, you know, on the radio show that they're day to day, but aren't we all?